Today I am going to talk to you about traveling solo. If you're new around here, I just took a cruise solo in Europe and there's some things that stuck out to me that I want to share with you. Next up, we need to talk about Hurricane Milton. What's going on in Italy right now, one of the main headlines that I think you should be aware of. And then finally, Emirates Airlines also has three countries that they're not going to be flying to for the time being. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today is Monday. It is October 7th of 2024, and like I said, we are here in Athens, Greece. On Friday, we're going to be embarking on the Celebrity Silhouette. We'll be going on a Mediterranean cruise there. The ports that we're going to hit are Kushadasi for Ephesus in Turkey. We've got an overnight in Istanbul. We'll be going to Mykonos, Santorini, and the island of Rhodes, Greece. So I'm excited to bring you all along, but I'm going to give you the news, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we did today in Athens and our trip to get here. So first off, Emirates Airlines is no longer, at least for the time being, going to be making any flights to Iran, Iraq, or to Jordan. And so this is going to impact travelers that generally use that airlines to go there. It's going to be interesting to see what other airlines are not going to fly to those countries right now. I looked at this map and it was showing where all the flights go and where there are disrupted flights, and that whole region has a lot of disrupted flights right now. And so depending on what cruise you're going to go on or what travel you're going to be doing, I just wanted you to be aware of that change with where Emirates is going, and with the area there, make sure you look at the map and see where the disrupted flights are. Check on any flights that you've got booked to that region, and let us know in the comments if that change is going to affect you at all. Next up, let's talk about Hurricane Milton. We just barely have passed through Hurricane Helen, and there is still so much destruction, heartbreak, and loss in the wake of that hurricane. But immediately following it here is Hurricane Milton. And I just saw the headline that that hurricane is now a Category 5 hurricane, and people that live in the Tampa region are being told to evacuate. So Florida is preparing for the largest evacuation since 2017, and I know that so many people right there in that Tampa area were hit so hard, including some Let's Go family members, by Hurricane Helen. And so be aware, if you haven't heard it anywhere else, you need to evacuate if you're in that region. And but other than that, check your local news, check all of the information that your local officials are giving you, because I'm just a starting point here. As far as cruises go, any cruise ship that is sailing in the Western Caribbean is making huge changes to its itinerary. So if you happen to be on one of those sailings, your itinerary clearly is changing an awful lot. And let me know in the comments if you do happen to be on any of those sailings and just how everything is going. It's a really big deal. The most ships that I have seen affected are Carnivals and Royal Caribbeans, but any of the others in that region have also been impacted. Now, what's going on in Italy? I try to cover things that will be useful to you when you travel. And in Italy, in the last 2 weeks, they have had to slaughter over 90,000 pigs because the African swine flu is sweeping through their country. That is a really big deal that they have to slaughter that many pigs because they use the pork to make their salami, their pancetta, all of these specialty meats that they make, not only for them to consume there in Italy, but it is exported all over the world. And so the reason that I'm telling you about this is if that is something that you really enjoy, you might want to get some before there is none to get. And I expect that the prices will go up an awful lot. It'll be really interesting to see if they're able to how quickly they can bounce back from this. I think an awful lot about the people whose jobs and livelihoods are affected by this, and all of the people that truly anywhere along that whole supply chain, from raising the pigs clear through distributing and the chefs that cook with it. And so just thought I would bring you up to date on that, something to keep your eye on when you visit Italy, or like I said, if it's something that you buy somewhere else in the world and you really enjoy it. In the year 2024, traveling solo is becoming more and more popular, and it truly affects everyone from people that want to go solo to people that really want to travel but they don't have anyone to go with. And so people get out there and go by themselves very frequently. And so here are some things that really came to my mind and that I hope you find useful when you are planning to travel solo, or if you really want to travel solo and you haven't done it yet because you're worried about going by yourself. Here are some things to think about. First of all, when I just barely went solo by myself, I flew to Barcelona to get on the Azamara Quest and then cruised for 7 days, ended up in Nice, and then I flew home. And so during the course of all of that, there are a few things. First of all, remember personal safety. I don't feel like I need to dive really deep into that here because there are so many places that talk about personal safety when you are going solo. But it is really important that you pay attention to what is going on, review everything that goes with that, and always, always, always pay attention to your surroundings, to who is around you. Don't take any of that for granted. Other than that, the experience of going solo, I really actually enjoy. I love to go by myself. I love more to have Gordon come with me, but I don't have a hard time traveling solo at all. I actually really enjoy it. And there's a few things that I noticed. As you know, we travel an awful lot on cruises, and I just kind of want to put it out there that if you are someone who is really hesitating to travel solo, give cruising a try. And the reason is that I noticed as I flew from the United States to Barcelona, I stayed overnight in a hotel, I went sightseeing in Barcelona, been to Barcelona many, many times, and so I didn't have to go to every place again that I had already been to. I just went to my favorites, but went sightseeing. I had a wonderful time, but I was a little bit worried about everything until I got on the ship. Once I got on the ship, then I kind of felt like, even though it was a new cruise line to me, it's a little bit, it is so much more of a, not just sheltered, but just the kind of environment where suddenly you're not alone because you're on the ship with all of these people. And I went not knowing anybody else on the ship, and I met really nice people. I ate dinner with some people. I ate dinner by myself sometimes by choice. But it's just kind of the atmosphere there that if you want to be social with people, you can be social with people. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. The other thing that I really think is important when you think about going on a cruise is the way they structure their excursions. If there are places that you want to visit, going on a cruise is a good way because the excursions are all encompassing. They take you from the ship out to wherever it is that you're going to go to see everything. And then at the end of the excursion, they bring you back again. Now, some of them have the option that you could stay in town a little bit longer and either walk back or get your own way back to the ship if you want to. But if you don't want to do that, they deliver you back to the ship again. And the whole time you're with other people. So if you don't want to be on your own somewhere, you don't have to when you go on a cruise. Basically, you're just going to have to be flying on your own. But as soon as you get to the cruise ship, from then on, if you don't want to be by yourself, you don't want to be sightseeing on your own, all of this, you don't have to. You are automatically put with people, and you're together the whole time. And like I said, how social you want to be in that group is up to you, but you are with people the whole time. So if you look at the list of places, for example, you want to go to Italy, but you don't want to be all these places alone. You've got a built-in tour group when you go on a cruise ship. I also want to put out there that Gordon and I do group cruises. A lot of several other people do group cruises too. And the reason that I really enjoyed those so much is because of the people that I get to meet. I love the places that we are going to go, but I get to meet the nicest people. Every evening that people want to join us for dinner, we have group dinner time. Every time, often we'll get together. Sometimes we end up going on the same excursion, sometimes not. But once again, you can choose to be as involved as you want or as uninvolved as you want. We've got someone that I was just talking on the phone to last night that she's going to join us for our Antarctica group cruise, but she doesn't want to be alone. And so I said, okay, then you're going to need to stay at the same hotel that we stay at. And as it gets closer, because we're still like a year and a half almost away from that, not quite, but almost, January 2026. But when we get closer that we can do hotels, then I'm going to put that out there for the group, and whoever wants to stay at the same hotel, we can stay at the same hotel. hotel and do it that way. So if you don't want to travel solo, going on a group cruise is a great way to do it. And I love that we have several solo people join us every time, and it makes it a really nice experience rather than just going somewhere all by yourself when you really wanted to be social with someone. It also takes away a little bit of the nervousness, I think, because you've got people with you. And if you need something, you've got people with you. And I think that's pretty valuable and pretty important. So in the comments, let me know if you ever travel solo, if you want to go solo but you have never gone yet, what your questions are, and kind of just everything you think about it. But this day and age, I think that traveling solo on a cruise is a pretty sweet way to go. There are also other organized tours like you can do, for example, Trafalgar, a lot of other, if you really want to do the land. That's another really good way to travel as well, because you instantly have a group that you're with all the time. And that's a much different thing than going on the trains by yourself and getting different hotels in each place and everything that goes with traveling across the land a lot on your own. So it's a pretty nice way to travel that way as well. The very best way, I think, would probably be to book a land tour and a cruise, because you would see the best of both worlds and you would have people to travel with both ways. I have not branched out and gotten to the point of doing like group travel on land yet. But I don't know if that's in our future or not, but for now we just love doing group cruises because it's such a nice way to get to meet everyone, and everyone can be together as much as people want. So just wanted to put this out there for you, and I hope you find it helpful. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead and hit that subscribe button? We've got a bright future here together and we want you to come with us. Also, if you enjoy my updates and find them helpful, will you please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up? Thanks so very much. Alrighty, now I'm going to bring you up to date and let you know what's been going on with our trip here so far. So yesterday afternoon, we arrived in Athens at 1:30 local time and gathered our luggage and came straight into the city. We had a driver that met us at the Athens airport, and he brought us right to our hotel here. For the very first night, we stayed at the Parthenon Hotel, and it's an Aerotel, A-I-R-O-T-E-L hotel, and we'll tuck that room tour in here at the end of the video just so that you can have an idea of it. It is perfectly situated. It had a little balcony with a lovely view up and down the street, but it's really nicely situated. You walk to the end of the street and then you turn left and you're right at the plaza and very close to where you walk to the south entrance to the Acropolis. Perfectly situated, just a little bit up from the south entrance of the Acropolis, just like a little, not very far at all. Over on your left is the new Acropolis Museum. So perfectly situated. And then, so we stayed there last night, and then this morning we switched over to stay here in the Athens Gate Hotel. And we stayed at the Athens Gate Hotel when we came in March, and I absolutely loved it. And so it is right across the street. Like as I talk to you now, I look out and there is the Temple of Olympian Zeus. Beautifully situated. If you come out from the hotel and you just take a left and walk just a little, not very far at all, you're to the plaza area where there's lots of eating, there's shopping, and not very far until you get to where the entrance, south entrance to the Acropolis is again. So very, just excellently situated to come here and visit some of the ancient sites, as well as to eat delicious Greek food and get to, like I said, go sightseeing and do any shopping that you want. Just feel the heartbeat of Athens here a little bit. So yesterday afternoon, we got here, we went and had lunch, and then we walked around the plaza a little bit. You know what it's like when you first get here. You end up going to bed a little bit earlier that day, and because you're just kind of jet lagged. But then today we got up, and like I said, we switched hotels, and then we went and visited the new Acropolis Museum. And they call it the new Acropolis Museum because they had a museum before, and then they made this new one. And so ever since it's been made, it's the new Acropolis Museum. But if you've not been there yet, you have to go there when you come to Athens. It is absolutely beautiful, and not only is it beautiful for the way they have constructed it, the actual structure and what it contains, but when you there are huge windows all the way around, and you look out and you see the vista of all of Athens, and on the side that has the Acropolis, you're right there by it. So absolutely beautiful views. Highly recommend doing that. So we spent we got there around 11 or so, I would say. And then we stayed there until probably about 4 o'clock. And at 4 o'clock we were done. And so we came out and went and got some lunch, or kind of, late lunch, early dinner, and enjoyed looking at the, just everything as everyone was walking by while we were eating. Then we walked around a little more and decided to come back from the hotel for a while so I can talk to you. And then later this evening, we're going to go out for a late dinner and try to stay up later so that we're completely adjusted to the time here. But it's been a spectacularly beautiful day. The temperatures were in the upper 70s, low 80s, and just absolutely beautiful. If you're new around here, this is one of the happy places in my world. I love to come here. The people are so gracious, and just I like the whole, I guess the way their culture works here. I will tell you that when you want to go to the new Acropolis Museum, you need to get a ticket. It is much easier to get a ticket online. And when you do that, you can select like the entry time that you're going to go in. Today, when we got there, there was a really, really, really long line of people waiting to get in that didn't have their ticket yet. And so you can get it in the other line, which is for you if you have a ticket. And it looks dauntingly long as well, but it moves along really quickly because in that group, you've also got tour groups because they've arranged for their tickets in advance as well. And then people go in really quickly because when you get up there, they see that you've got your ticket on your phone and you go. So that's a tip for you to get your ticket there. When you're going to go in the Acropolis, which is what we're going to do tomorrow, get your ticket in advance there as well. At this time of year, I've noticed it's not so hard to get a ticket. You also get an entry time for that, and you need to have the name of the person who is going to use that ticket actually on the ticket. But once again, you select the time, and you're supposed to be there about 10 minutes before, and you can select which entrance you're going to use. And so since our hotel is closer to the south entrance of the Acropolis, and I like the walk up from there anyway, we're going to do that entrance. But like I said, then when you get there, you don't have to stand in line to get your ticket, and you are assured of getting in, because when it's really super busy, they only let so many people go. This new system that they have here of requiring a ticket for an entry time started in April. And the whole point of it is to limit the crowds, because sometimes they were getting too many people trying to go up on the Acropolis all at the same time. And so, like I said, you buy it for the time that you want to go. You have to be there by 10 minutes before. And it sounds like they're pretty strict. I haven't done it yet during the time that they've required a timed entry. I've always bought my tickets in advance before we go for the day that we want to enter, but it's always just been wide open. Like, you're going to go on that day, and when you get there and want to go in, you just scan your ticket. But I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. But if you have a cruise booked and you're going to come here, start paying attention for when they're going to open tickets for you to be able to get in so that you can get it. Because today is October 7th, like I told you, but when you are, and this is not the high season and they're still really busy. So when you are here during like July and August, especially, their busiest times, you could easily not have a chance to come if you don't buy your tickets in advance. And you don't want to come all the way to Athens and not be able to go up on the Acropolis. I've been here several times, and we've been up on the Acropolis every time, and it never gets old. It's one of the things I have to do again. There's some things here I don't have to go visit again, but that's one of them that I do have to do. So make sure you do due diligence and find that out. Get your tickets before you go, and I will talk to you some more about some other things you need to know in Athens tomorrow. Alrighty, we just arrived here at our hotel just for one night, and this evening we're staying at this hotel called the Parthenon Hotel. It's an Aerotel, like Airtel, that line. So you come in the door, and immediately here is the bathroom. So it's got a tub. You can hear the fan when the light is on. The fan is on. The lighting is nice, and everything looks good. So, and I'll show you on this side as well. You can see that the shower head is detachable if you want to detach it. And come out here. Here's the refrigerator right here if you want to keep things cold, of course. Here's the room. Right here is a little desk / vanity with a mirror. So that's really nice. And then this is the air conditioner unit. These cool so efficiently. I've had those before. And then a nice place to sit. And here is the fun part. This is the balcony. So you go outside. Gordon's here waiting for me. And then look, here we are. Isn't this beautiful? And see, we're on the 3rd floor, which makes it the 4th, because the 1st floor, you know, is 0. I'll show you the top, and then I'll show you down. And this street right here is a busy street. You can eat there. You can eat there, you can shop there. We're really close, clearly, to the Acropolis, the Placa, and the new Acropolis Museum. So there's just the view here. And it's a beautiful day right now. It's 80 degrees, it's not hot, it's just a gentle breeze. It's spectacular. So this is a very nicely situated hotel. And I'll let you know if anything doesn't go smoothly with our stay, but it seems like everything's gonna be just great. And we're really happy to be here. Thanks so much for joining me today. I look forward to reading your comments. Let me know what questions you have. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.